Alright, so let's break down each Navy Federal credit card and rank them for 2022. This credit union is probably one of the best credit unions in the game, and they tend to be very generous when it comes to credit limits and approvals. So if you're trying to figure out which Navy Federal credit card to get next, make sure you watch this video to the very end. What's up, winners? My name is Nam. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Here we talk all things personal finance and credit. Start now by subscribing so you don't miss out on any future videos. I actually created a video similar to this last year about ranking the best to worst credit cards that Navy Federal has to offer. So I'm gonna start to do this on a yearly basis just to see if anything changes. So first things first, let's talk about how can you get in with Navy Federal. You might have heard about backdoor options and hacks, but it's really not that difficult to get in. The most basic and general way to get into this credit union is that you will need to have some sort of military affiliation. Either you are in the military yourself or have family members that are affiliated. Even if those affiliations are not already members with Navy Federal, you can actually use their credentials to get you access. Also, word on the street is that people are able to join without providing proof of military affiliation, so your mileage may vary with this one. Additionally, people who are DoD civilians can join as well. Another way to get into Navy Federal is that if you live with someone who's already a member. So let's just say that you have a roommate who is also a member, so you can piggyback off of their membership as long as you can show that you live at the same address. Now, once you become a member, let's talk about when you should apply for a credit card. There's no specific time range, so as soon as you become a member, you can actually apply for the credit card that same day. I know that some have said in the past that you should be a member for at least 6 months or even a year, but from what I've seen, it really does not make that much of a difference. What plays a factor really comes down to your credit worthiness. If your credit is average or below average, then you may want to wait a little bit longer before you establish that relationship before applying. But it's really up to you when you want to apply. Because I've had clients in the high 500s and the low 600s apply and still get approved with an unsecured credit card. Additionally, Navy Federal does have a feature where you can pre-qualify for the cards. So once you become a member, you can pre-qualify for these cards without hurting your credit score. But just remember that pre-qualification is not guaranteed. One thing you should also know about the credit cards is that you can only have 3 cards at one time with a total credit limit of $80,000. Now, let's break down all of the tiers before I start listing them off. S tier means superb, which means that this is the top of the line credit card. A is an excellent credit card, but didn't quite meet the cut of being superb. B is average, C is below average, and F is straight garbage and you should not even apply for it. So with all of Navy Federal credit cards, they do have perks that come along with them. You have 24/7 access to stateside member reps, no balance transfer or foreign transaction fees, the ability to freeze and unfreeze your card, lower APRs, zero liability fraud notification, and you also get access to your Equifax FICO 9 credit score. So with that out of the way, let's get into the list. The first credit card that we will be going over will be the Cash Rewards credit card. At the making of this video, you can get an intro APR of 1.99% for 6 months on purchases, then after that, it will just be variable. Plus, you can earn $100 cash back when you spend $2,000 within 90 days of the account opening. From an ROI standpoint, this gives you about a 5% return. It's not the best, but with the other intro offers plus a reward system, it's really not that bad. On that note, this credit card does give you 1.75% cash back on all purchases. It's pretty straightforward, so no points to worry about. Whatever money that you spend, you just get a certain percent cash back. Some other features and benefits is that there are no limits on rewards that you can earn. Your rewards do not expire as long as the account remains open, and collision damage waiver. Additionally, this is a great forever card since it does not have any annual fees. I'll place this credit card in the B tier. The reason being is that it is a pretty average card. I tend to focus on rewards and bonuses a bit more, but to get 1.75% cash back on every purchase and a $100 bonus is still pretty good. This might have ranked a little bit higher if it was a 2% cashback card and no APR and had a larger bonus, but maybe I'm just asking too much. Next up will be the More Rewards American Express. So currently with this card, you get an intro APR of 1.99% for 6 months on balance transfers, then after that, it will just be variable. This was kind of like the Cash Rewards, but the intro offer was for purchases. Now let's talk about the reward system. You get 3x at restaurants, food delivery, supermarkets, gas, transit, and 1x on everything else. Some extra perks and benefits include entertainment access, roadside assistance, the ability to redeem your points in cash, travel, gift cards, and merchandise, and you can get up to 25% off your car rentals, plus car rental loss and damage insurance. That 25% off car rentals is a sweet touch, which is different from all of the other cards. You can also hold on to this card forever since it does not have any annual fees. So I would place this card in the A tier. It's a pretty solid card where you can earn more points based on your spending habits. Like most of us, getting cash back on gas, restaurants, and supermarkets come in handy since this is something that we tend to spend a lot on. This card used to have a sign-up bonus, and if it were, I'd probably bump it up just a little bit higher. Also, one thing to make note of is that this card is an American Express, so you cannot liquidate cash from it and put it onto the Go card. This is just another play where you can get cash advances without fees or interest for the statement cycle. Now let's keep it moving with our next card, which will be the Visa Signature Flagship Rewards card. Currently with this credit card, you can earn 30,000 bonus points and a 1-year free Amazon Prime membership. Even if you already have a Prime membership, when you renew your subscription with the Flagship, they will credit your account up to the value of a Prime membership, which is $139. If you already paid for your Prime membership like myself, then you may have to purchase a gift membership to get the full value from that card. As a side note, existing Flag membership holders also get this perk. I would say that a sign-up bonus is still pretty good since it's about $439 in value. So if you don't really use Amazon Prime, but still 30,000 points is still worth it since the annual fee is low compared to other premium travel credit cards. For this card, it is only $49 compared to most, which is around $95 or higher. Now let's talk about the reward system. You get 3x points on travel and 2x points on everything else. This is actually a pretty good cashback system because the majority of credit cards will only offer 1% cashback in the everything else category. What you have to keep in mind is that when you start paying the annual fee of $49, you have to spend at least $1,633 in the 3x category or $2,450 in the 2x category just to break even on the annual fee. Additionally, your points do not expire as long as the account remains open. After reading the fine print, you can start redeeming your points once your points reach 100 points for travel-related rewards. For example, once you rack up 50,000 points, this will be equivalent to a $500 airline ticket. Now, if you wanted to redeem your points for cashback, the minimum redemption level would be 5,000 points, which is $50 cashback. I find this rather annoying since a lot of credit cards will allow you to redeem your cashback right away, or some will have a $25 threshold, but $50? I consider that to be pretty high. You can also redeem 4,900 points as a refund for your annual fee rather than getting the cash into your account. I'm not sure if people really care about this feature. I think it's just math trickery. Now let's talk about the other benefits and perks that you can receive on this card. You can receive a statement credit up to $100 for global entry or $85 for TSA PreCheck. You also get worldwide automatic travel accident insurance and travel and emergency assistance. I would place this credit card in the S tier. The reason being is that if you were to earn the sign-up bonus, Amazon Prime membership, plus statement credit for global entry or TSA PreCheck, you would have equivalent of $539 of value. I like the fact that it is a travel card that gives you 2% back. The only other one that I know that does this is a Capital One Venture X, but that one has an annual fee of $395, but effectively it can be free if you were to use all the credits. So something that I also forget to mention is that this card is the only Navy Federal card that can give you up to an 80,000 limit. So if you're looking for a travel card, this is the one to get. The next credit card on the list will be the Go Rewards card. At the making of this video, there is a sign-up bonus where you can get 20,000 points when you spend $2,000 within 90 days of the account opening. This is a value of $200 and an ROI of 10%. The reward system is not too bad either. You get 3x on restaurants, 2x on gas, and 1x on everything else. Some other additional benefits is that there's no reward limit, multiple ways to redeem points, and collision damage waiver. There's actually 2 variations with this credit card. There's a MasterCard version and a Visa version, but there's really no difference between the two. I would probably opt for the Visa version since it's more widely accepted. I would place this card in the A tier. Given its sign-up offer, reward system, and not having an annual fee, I would say this is above average credit card. At first, I wasn't sure to place it into B or A, but if it didn't have that sign-up bonus, it would probably rank much lower. Now, let's keep it moving with our next credit card, which will be the Platinum card. The 2 things that this card has going for it is that you can get a 0 intro APR on balance transfers for the first 12 months, and it has the lowest APR of the bunch, which it can go as low as 6.74% depending on your creditworthiness. Additionally, whenever you decide to do a balance transfer, it would have to be within the first 60 days and you would not have to pay any balance transfer fees. Unfortunately, this credit card does not have a reward system, but it does come with some additional features and benefits. This includes collision damage waiver and travel and emergency assistance. Before, I would place this card into the C tier, but now I'm gonna place it into the A tier. I used to be very biased towards travel, rewards, and bonuses. I still kinda am, since you can enjoy luxuries for free, but not everybody travels. Why I placed this card in the A tier is that this card has one of the lowest, if not the lowest interest rates compared to any other credit card that I know of. If you guys know any other credit cards that have a lower interest rate, please let me know in the comments. Now, this card would only be worth it if you're able to get the lowest interest rate. So to do that, you would have to have a very good credit score and a good relationship with Navy Federal. Again, I don't condone anybody leaving balances on credit cards, just due to the fact that they normally have very high interest rates and end up costing you a lot. But if you have a low enough interest rate and you're in the middle of a pickle, this credit card can actually be cheaper than getting a personal loan. Now, credit cards do have variable interest rates, meaning that they do change from time to time. So given the whole current economic situation, whether or not the interest rate raises, this may not stay for long. Even on NavyFed's website, you can get a personal loan for as low as 7.49%. But this is usually a fixed rate and it does not change over the life of the loan. But if you are in need of a short-term loan, the Platinum card would be my to-go rather than getting out a payday loan or something like that can cost you way more. Let me give you a quick example. If you were to leave $2,000 balance on the Platinum card and have the lowest interest rate, and if you were to pay it back in 6 months, the total amount of interest that you would be paying would be $39.50. That's about 2% of the balance. Now, if you were to just pay the minimum balance, which is 2% of the total balance, this will take you 4 years and 11 months, and the total interest that you would be paying will be $354.33. Additionally, one thing to make note of is that whenever you leave a balance on credit cards, this will increase your utilization and your credit score will take a drop. So when using this card responsibly and actually having a plan to pay the balance off sooner than later, this is a tier A card. Now moving on to the next card, which will be the N Rewards Secure Credit Card. This is a secure credit card that is mainly for those who are new to credit or looking to rebuild their credit. So how this card would work is that you will need to deposit at least $200 into your membership savings account to back your spending. Once approved, they will hold on to your deposit in your account as a credit card's limit. Then you would just use your card just like any other credit card. Navy Federal said that after 3 months, you could be eligible for a credit limit increase that goes beyond your deposit. Then after 6 months, they will return your deposit and upgrade you to the cash rewards card. So this definitely won't be your forever card because you truly want to upgrade to an unsecured card so that deposit will not just be sitting in one place and not being invested. The great thing about this secure card is that it also provides rewards. You get 1x points on every dollar that's spent. Some other additional features and benefits is that you get car rental coverage, plus you can redeem your points a bunch of different ways. I would place this card in the B tier. The reason being is that this is a beginner card or for those who are looking to rebuild their credit. But when you compare this card to other secure cards on the market, this is one of the better ones. I have seen people graduating from this card in 6 months and getting approved for the flagship card soon after. All this card is a credit card with training wheels, because it is definitely possible for those who don't have a credit history but are Navy Federal members to get an unsecured credit card right off the bat. But if you are new to Navy Federal and new to credit, it doesn't hurt to use this card for a few months, then upgrade once you get the hang of it. I really can't place this card any higher or lower because it is a very niche card for a target demographic, so that's why I place it in the B tier. Now, Navy Federal does also have a business credit card, which is called the Gold Biz Card. I'm not gonna cover it since I know that most of you guys are probably not interested, but either way, this card is pretty average to me. When it's all said and done, even the worst Navy Federal credit cards are better than most credit cards out there. So given the fact that this is a credit union and they tend to be more generous when it comes to credit limits, approvals, and they also have great customer service. If you are still confused on how to get into a Navy Fed, it is definitely not that complex, and I'm pretty sure that there's someone in your network or circle that you can find that allow you to join. Now, I want to turn it over to you. Which credit card from Navy Federal is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys in my next videos here.